Hello book friends, welcome back or welcome. Peach and I are here, we're hanging out. We have finished our 9 to 5 for the week and we are in store for a pretty cozy weekend. The most I have planned this weekend is the fact that I run a book festival. If you are interested in knowing more about the book festival that I've created, then let me know. I would be happy to do a little chatty video about that sometime. Our first festival was last year. We were grant funded, which was just incredible for us to be able to do that. So there's quite a few acquittals that I have due that I need to complete. And an acquittal is basically letting the funding body know how we used the funds that they provided for us, and also if we used them the way that we had initially applied for, or if things came up and we had to change and pivot and, you know, make do with what needed to be done, which does happen a lot of the time, and that's a pretty reasonable expectation within grant funding that does happen, because events, you can only ever plan 80% of events, and the other 20% you just have to go with the flow of what happens at the time and on the day. But we were very well organised for our first festival and really well attended. We had one of our first festival meetings back for the year, planning for our second festival, which is happening on the 12th of July, which is very exciting. So we have a full program for 2025. We have a full day's worth of Australian authors from all different genres and all different backgrounds who will be traveling to us and our community, which is really exciting. So I could blab about that for ages, but if you want to know more, just let me know and I would be happy to answer some of your questions. But this weekend, aside from doing acquittals, Peach and I were just on Amazon and we bought a tripod, which is great because there's been a few video ideas that I've thought of, but also I need it for being able to film promotion for the festival as well. I also just kind of downloaded Scrivener, which is a writing program. So a lovely friend of mine who is also part of the festival committee is a writer, and seeing her the other night just really made me have that itch back to kind of want to plot out the book that I have been playing with, the ideas that I've been playing with, the characters that I've been playing with, and maybe just fleshing my characters out a little bit more and fleshing the plot out. You know, it's in my head, but I don't know, I just have an itch to outline the book, set a bit of a romance type of beat, I guess, which is probably a really great place to start. So far, I've really just pantsed it. I did NaNoWriMo, not last year, the year before. It's really great. I really enjoyed it a lot. I got a lot of words on the page. So we'll see if I do a little bit of that this weekend as well. I'm very close to finishing my current book, which is The Lost Story by Meg Schaefer. I've literally just gotten to the end of a chapter where something totally changes the plot and there's only under 50 pages left. So we're in stress central right now. I do want to do some baking. I have a brookie recipe that I want to work on, and we'll start a new book together as well. It'll be a bit of a cozy weekend. That's kind of us. That's what we're going to get up to. Okay, let's remember that this is a judgment-free book zone. I may or may not have taken a trip to Kmart just to get a new notebook, of which is here, which only cost me a few dollars, and I just tripped and I fell upon hardcovers. Okay, it was such an accident. Powerless by Lauren Roberts, Reckless by Lauren Roberts, and I thought, no, I don't need them unless they have an incredible dust jacket. Like, this is good, but this is actually the same as the paperback, or they've got a fantastic, like, actual hardcover underneath. Well, I gave in because this is about to blow your mind. I have not seen these editions. I'm probably late to the party. However, I fell in love. So if you like this series, I'm so sorry to tell you that Kmart has them in stock. Big W probably does as well. Let's just appreciate the fact that, I'm not even going to show you that bit yet. Let's appreciate that that's purple. The map is purple. Oh my God. Look at that. I'm not showing you the dust jacket yet because that blew my mind. Look at it. Look at the sword. Look at the side. Look at the back. Mark my words, Prince, I will be your undoing. Yes. Now this is the part that you are going to love. I'm sorry, like I can't even. Oh my God. Stunning. 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 Oh my God. Oh my God. I don't think I have editions this special. Like, oh my God. Oh my God. I can't. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, stunning, obviously. Like, we've got a bit of a shimmer. We love that. We love. It's red. Oh, look at it. Divine. I actually haven't even looked at the dust jacket on this one. As soon as I saw Powerless, I just grabbed it. Look at the arrow. You promised to be my undoing. So prove it. Just immaculate. Like, absolutely beautiful. Oh my God. Okay. No. Oh. Look at them. Oh. Look at Peyton and Kai. That is divine. Okay, we're gonna put that on. Why does Kmart always do this? Like, it's not me. It's Kmart's problem for just having all of these things that I just suddenly need to buy when I go in there, you know? I also bought a calendar and I bought some stickers because I haven't done my reading journaling in blooming ages, and I just really wanted to do some of that this weekend too. Oh my God, I'm like in love with them all over again. I would highly recommend you go book shopping. Okay, book friends, it is time for a debrief. It is 11 o'clock on Saturday night. I've just watched the best rom-com. Well, the best is a bit of a stretch, but it's a new rom-com, which was enjoyable. It's called The Life List. Would highly recommend. We need to debrief and chat about The Lost Story by Meg Schaefer. I finished this last night. It was really good. I enjoyed it. This is not usually the type of book that I go for. It's about two boys who go missing as teenagers. They go missing in these woods. When they reappear, they have come back like stronger and they seem more mature, as if they weren't malnourished or endangered when they were gone. As they come back, one of them remembers what happened, the other one doesn't. They then part ways, and for years and years they don't talk to one another. Their relationship is really interesting. Kind of took me by surprise a little bit, but not a bad surprise. It was a good surprise. It was really nice. We're kind of brought into the present storyline by a young woman who has tracked down one of the boys who is now a man. She's trying to track down her sister because she's missing, and she went missing in the same woods that these two went missing, except she never reappeared. The two boys actually know who the sister is. It's all tied up with magic. It's all tied up with the fairy tale. It was just a really touching story about when you are a young person and you're in those transformative years, when you have experiences and people in your life that impact you so heavily and sometimes so traumatically that making up a fantastical place that you can mentally take yourself to to take you out of the current experience is really meaningful and also really common. This is probably a little bit of a spoiler, so if you don't want to hear this part, go forward a little bit. This book also really explores trauma, childhood abuse, escapism from those experiences can bring a sense of safety and love and reassurance and connection that is a transformative and really powerful experience. I guess that part of my brain that loves understanding human behaviour, why we do things the way that we do, which is often based off experience in the world, experience with people, experience of an action or something that has happened to you or around you, you would enjoy this book, because I really enjoyed that. So upon finishing this, I was kind of still in the fairy tale, whimsical, make-believe kind of world and feeling. So we picked up Upon a Starlit Tide by Kel Woods. I am very excited to pick this up because I may be meeting Kel Woods later in the year, which I'm so excited for. But I've only read the first chapter and I'm really excited to keep reading more of this tonight. It is a retelling of The Little Mermaid, which is really fun. It's set in the 1700s in Paris, which is very different. Very much not any type of historical fiction that I've ever read, nor a historical fiction that is fantasy at the same time. The closest I would say that I've probably come to would be watching Outlander, and is it the second season where they're in Paris? Maybe along those lines. So this is about Luce. She is the daughter of kind of like the king of the sea, I suppose. They are one of the richest families, richest sailors that currently oversee this part of the sea. They live in a world of privilege, class, riches, and she feels like a little bit of an outcast in her family. She feels different. In the first chapter, we are introduced to her as kind of like a teenager sneaking out. She's snuck out to the sea because the sea calls to her. I wonder why. I'm pretty certain she's a mermaid. But she has found a man who had been shipwrecked and she doesn't know if he's dead or alive. And as she goes up to him, she saves him out of the water, brings him onto the shore, but she's actually not supposed to be allowed out at that time. I get the feeling this book is going to be full of her trying to be the person that she wants to be, even though she lives within a certain class and structure, and there are a certain level of expectations that are on her. But there's also magic, which I'm really intrigued about. And also I feel like the guy that she's just come across must be like her Prince Charming. Honestly, I haven't watched The Little Mermaid since I was very, very young. So for me to actually remember what that's about, I'm going to do some reading tomorrow. See you all in the morning. Hi there, future editing Mel coming in here to say you don't have any transition into what I'm about to show you. I wanted to give you like a little demonstration of what I kind of know so far about Scrivener. So here's a little bit. I'm very, very baby to the program, but I hope you enjoy a little look around my computer screen. So this is kind of where we start to have a play. It's really fantastic in this program because pretty much everything that you go to on this side panel, it has a title, but it also has content written in there to help you understand how to use it best. A really fun feature that my friend told me yesterday is that when you flick up over here, it tells you how many words you've written for the day, or you could set yourself a goal and kind of get yourself to that goal. So that's always fun. You'll see along the top, like it's got very similar to a Word document or a Google Docs of all of your different like text needs. So over here on this side is where I've mostly been working this weekend. I have been in character and then I've also been in places. Character is fantastic because it actually gives you a bit of a outline and a prompt if you want it. So you've got character name, age and location, the role that they have in the story, the goal that you have for that character, their physical description, their personality, their occupation, their habits and mannerisms, which I find really helpful, a bit of their background, internal conflicts, external conflicts, and then any notes that you have. What's also really cool is that if I were to create another character sketch here, And if I gave them names, so one of them's Mel and one of them can be Peach here. So at the moment we're kind of over on this side where it's just a page where you can write all of your information. So the really fun part is that if I hit back over to like the main binder or folder and go characters, at the moment we're kind of in the same script writing and page as the character outlines. So you can see up here you're kind of on the page. If you hit the next one, which is a corkboard, it brings everything up as if they're like sticky notes, which I find really helpful because I can be quite a visual person. With places or even with your chapter sections up here in manuscript, you can insert audio, you can insert videos, you can insert pictures. This program pretty much adapts to having all of your writing needs all in the one spot. If we go back over here to chapter, it does the same thing for you if you go onto the corkboard section, but otherwise you just have your regular writing along the side here too. I'm pretty certain from here somewhere you can actually export all of what you've done up here in your manuscript into a PDF or maybe into a Word document, which then allows you to do more edits. But do know that this is mostly a program that writers will use for their editing, because you can kind of over on this side you'll see you can make a little comment, or you can take a screenshot of a section, or you could tag a section, you can bookmark a section, or you can make notes on something of a certain area. So these are pretty much just the basics that I've been using so far. I've really enjoyed it. It's been really easy to maneuver. I will definitely be looking at some tutorials online, but thought I'd just give you a little look at what this program actually looks like, because I'm always a nosy person who is interested in knowing what people are using, how they're using it, and if it works for them. I'm working on a Google Doc at the moment, so once I've got kind of all of my character information in here, I can see myself then probably importing and copy and pasting a lot of what I've got on the Google Doc into the manuscript. But I've also retitled, because the book that I'm writing is a romance, so the way I've set it up at this stage is that I've gone like introduction to FMC, and then that might be the scene. Then I'll add a new folder which also sits under manuscript, and the new folder will be introduction to MMC. You could also always do beat 1, beat 2, or you could have something like meet cute, whatever it might be. And then you can go back to manuscript like we did before and go corkboard, and you can see all of them there all spread out, kind of like your story structure or your storyboard, which is cool. I really like. I guess this is kind of pushing me not to be a pantser, which I'm happy about, because pantsing has only gotten me so far for so long. But I feel like if I have a little bit of a guide, especially along here, of these are the things that we need to get to, this is the pacing, that will be really good for me. We got through a little bit more of A Starlit Tide last night. I really enjoyed. Our female main character actually lives with a disability, which is very interesting for the times, but I think it's mixed in there with the magical side of things. I think there's going to be a love triangle, because Luce is currently in this chapter talking to Sam, and Sam, or Samuel, is someone who has kind of helped her overcome living with a disability to still do the things that she wants to do, e.g. be close to the sea. So I think there's going to be a bit of a love triangle between her, the guy she's rescued, and Samuel. I don't know. If this is giving like Little Mermaid vibes, please tell me in the comments, because I have not watched a Little Mermaid in a very long time, like I said last night. But very much enjoying. Currently making a coffee. It's just about to get boiling on the stove, so I will show you that, because that is just magic in itself. Good evening, friends. It is Sunday evening and I am just about to head into bed with Upon a Starlit Tide by Kel Woods. I wanted to give you a little reading update before I closed off this vlog. A few of my thoughts so far are that, in all honesty, I wish I kind of had picked this up on my Kindle, only because there are so many words that are in French, so many sea and ocean and sailing references that I'm not familiar with, so I'm finding myself picking up my phone kind of doing a bit of Googling quite often, whereas when I read on Kindle I find it really helpful to have the inbuilt translation and also the dictionary. So don't be surprised if in like the next video or you see on my Instagram that I've downloaded the Kindle version so that I can access those features, because I'm a book gal. I like to know the ins and the outs of a book that I'm reading. Probably because of that, it is feeling like I have to be paying attention to what I'm reading, because if I skip something or I miss something, it could be the first reference of someone's name in a different language, and then I don't pick it up again because it doesn't look familiar to me. So far, I really like Luce as a main character. She is, at the moment, I'm only very early in, and in this chapter, she's out sailing with Sam, and she's just told him all her kind of hopes and dreams of that she would kind of run a ship or work on a ship deck, and due to her living with a disability, he's never really stopped her before, but this time he's showing his real concern for her welfare and how it could impact her and how it could be detrimental to her well-being. So it's kind of showing his true feelings towards her, I suppose. We've also found out who the other male is that has been shipwrecked. He comes also from a very wealthy family, but kind of an opposing wealthy family is the vibe that I'm getting. Interesting progress there, and also interesting progress with Sam. I hope you have picked up a book that you have enjoyed, whether you've finished it, whether you've started it, whether you're halfway through and you're vibing it. I hope that you keep reading and it's enjoyable for you. If you have enjoyed this video, be sure to like or subscribe. If you enjoy the book vibes, be sure to hang around, and I will see you in the next one very soon. Bye.